All right, I just finished. I just finished doing this. What if I told you I just finished doing a video and I was about to upload it and the file got corrupted, so now I got to redo it. Anyway, all right. Well, here we go again. Anyway, I have to send a report to Microsoft. That is. Anyway, let's see here. Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? Says here, Gary Mod. What's up, Steve Black fan? Says here, Gary Mod forced to remove Nintendo content after takedowns. Facebook's issue an announcement for Gary Mod players to explain that a whole lot of users' content is being taken down due to Nintendo. Post on Steam page titled Nintendo Stuff and Steam Workshop. Facebook mentioned they working through removing all Nintendo related content from the Steam Workshop. A bunch is already gone, but due to there being 20 years of upload, it will take time to go through it all. Facebook said that this is not a mistake. The takedown came from Nintendo and that they feel it's fair enough. As we all know, Nintendo do often go after any unauthorized use of their characters and IPs, and so mods other games to get included in that. However, some believe that takedown requests were fraudulent. This led Facebook Gary Newman to post on X to say, yes, we've got your email and DMs. We have seen your threads. We're doing our own investigation. We need to take these things seriously, particularly from Nintendo, but we also can't let people misuse DMCA takedowns and then follow it up to confirm it's legit. I have been assured that the takedown have been verified by Nintendo are legit. So this will now continue as planned. Sorry. So there you have to no more Marios and Gary mods. Well, to me, Nintendo's just doing this to stay in the spotlight, Yeah. Using it as a publicity stunt. That's all. To me. Anyway, what else? See if I can get through this. See if I can get through this here. What's another piece of news we got? Okay. Fantasy City Builder Songs of Sykes is approaching the end game. Say Songs of Sykes is approaching the end game now with a new beta release out for version 66, which has tons of changes for the new massive city builder strategy game. This update needs you to opt into the beta until it's released for everyone. It's in the announcement. The developer mentioned a recent sale, thus the game being picked up by the YouTuber Seth Zintak, which led to the game once again down the well on Steam, going into the top 20 worldwide briefly, which ended up giving the developer 6 months normal revenue in 24th. Wow, the changelog for version 6.6 is pretty big, and the developer mentioned it's likely the last before the big 1.0 release, with the focus on mid to late gen. This includes a new campaign engine. The tutorial was turned into a campaign scripting from generating random games, different scenarios, options for modders, 14 new soundtracks, big improvement to the save system, various artwork improvements, and the list goes on and on. So, Songs of Sykes version 66 endgame. And you can find this game on who? GOG, itch.io, Steam. Now, what else we got? Get you guys going here. Okay, we talked about Fallout 4. Fallout 4 getting Fallout 4 next gen update out now and Steam Deck verified. Already covered that. Now, next piece of news. Let's see here. Okay, Dr. Robotnik Robotnik Ring Racer release after 5 years of development. Okay, says here. Sonic fans will love this one. Dr. Robotnik Ring Racer built up on the idea of its predecessor, SRB2 Kart, a kart racing game built on the fan game Sonic Robo Blast 2, itself based on a modified version of Doom Legacy. In the announcement, they said it's taken 5 years to get here, but it's finally out. Then it says in parentheses, although a Linux flat pack is due soon, close parentheses, it says it's open source too under the GPL listed GitHub. And then it says more from the developer. The meticulously crafted pixel and 3D art, catchy music and sound elaborates level design and tightly tuned gameplay all come together in a complete product. We are immensely proud to present you the entire for free. Features includes the ludicrously long listed course and playable characters and complete Grand Prix mod with the CPU opponent and multiple levels and new revamp items, unique game items and mechanics, local split screen multiplayer up to 4 players and online play up to 16, a comprehensive time attack mode, replay support, a wealth of secrets to find. Okay, and this game is called Dr. Robotnik Ring Racer. Okay, all right. Now, what else we have on the gaming front? And then it says, okay, Steam OS 3.3519 for Steam Deck out now for everyone. And the two updates that the update that they add to it is just fixing issue causing no sound output in games that open and close audio device quickly, like Super Blood Hockey, and then stability security improvements. So basically with the Steam OS 3.5.19, remember when the Steam Deck came out, Valve would have a long list of fixes that they have. They don't do that anymore. They give you like about 1 or 2 lines, but the updates are usually pretty big. So I guess they don't want to give out any information about, you know, to the competition, to their opponents or competition, so to speak. Anyway, okay, here's another one. Craft, automate, and manage in this humble bundle of games. So if you love building sims and sprinkle of management, you should take a look at new Create, Automate, and Manage Humble Bundle. Okay, Humble, Fanatic, Steam, GOG, Epic, yeah. Green Gaming Billet, Green Man Gaming, yeah. Anyway, but this is for the Create, Automate, and Manage the city building. Let's see here. What do we got? The Colonist, Astro Colony, Cardboard Town, Mob Factory, Factory Town, Bogus, Recipe for Disaster. That's from Humble. Okay, keep moving here. What else we got on the Steam Deck front? Let's see here. Okay, Ubuntu 24.4 is out. Yeah, and when it comes to Ubuntu, you wanna, if you got some laptops, you wanna have one running 24.4, one running 22.2. I mean 24.4, the other one running 22.4, and the other running 20.4. You know, so yeah, that way you're up to date when it comes to Ubuntu. Okay, here's the other one. Microsoft open source MS-DOS 4.0. Says yeah, more open source surprise for you today, coming from Microsoft. tool, which is always interesting to see as they're now open source MS-DOS 4.0 added into their existing MS-DOS repository on GitHub, which also already had MS-DOS version 1.25 and version 2.0. They've now expanded it to include MS-DOS, a version 4 which was jointly developed by IBM and Microsoft. This all available under the permissive MIT license. And it says from the repo, the MS-DOS version 1.25 and version 2.0 file were originally shared at the Computer History Museum on March 25th, 2014, and are being republished in this repo to make them easier to find. Reference to in external writing and works, and to allow exploration and experimentation for those interested in the early PC operating system. It says they're doing this for historical reference and will keep static, so they're not accepting pull requests, but that doesn't stop someone from forking them and doing pretty much whatever they want. Now it's all under the MIT license. Great news for preservation. It will be interesting to see if they eventually keep adding in more later versions and perhaps even get some earlier versions of Windows up too. Now that would truly be something, don't you think? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt if Microsoft is going to put Windows 3.1 like how they do MS-DOS. I doubt if they're going to make it open source. I doubt it. It says here there's a fun little tidbit of history in the Microsoft blog post on it, with the code being found on some old floppy disk. Okay. I doubt it. Seriously doubt that. Anyway, what else we got? On the gaming front. All right. Let's see here. Open source Nvidia Vulcan driver NVK gets more enhancement. Yeah. The tribunal will issue a DMCA takedown. You guys spell Vulcan wrong. Anyway, says here developer Fate Extran has written up a fresh blog post in Calibora, which goes over implementing 2 extension in NVK, the open source Nvidia Vulcan driver, and now it ended up fixing actual games. It's quite a long technical post talking about the VK KHR shader, maximal recurrence, and VK KHR shader subgroup uniform control for flow extension, and how the initial support from Extran were flawed, but now the extensions have been completely redone. I am not going to quote much of the post, but since unless you're doing driver development, you're about 100 times smarter than me, it probably won't make a whole lot of sense. What I will do is sum it up for you to point out the driver is getting more and more capable of actually playing games and displaying them properly. As Extran showed, this work actually fix a real game. All right. Well, Vulcan is always getting improvements and updates. Anyway, all right, what else we got? Let's see here. What's this one? Says here, check out the free spooky fan game Alien Redacted. To celebrate the Alien Day, one developer decided to make a fan game with Aliens Redacted, now available on itch.io, only official available for Windows. I confirm it does run well with Wine.97, giving some big Alien trilogy vibes that was released back in 1996 for PlayStation, Sega Saturn, and MS-DOS. The dark and spooky shooter is worth a run through if you're an Alien fan and you love retro game. I put quite a few hours into Alien trilogy on the Saturn, and remembered it terrified me. I am also a big Alien nut. This was an instant play for me. And it says here, battle against hordes of exomorph using the iconic weaponry from the franchise. Explore unique, varied environment as you traverse through similar locale from the movies, such as the egg chamber and space jockey navigation room. Complete numerous objective and attempt to escape with your life. Figure out what happened to the fate of USS both the crew and prisoners, and prepare for an intense battle against the infamous Exomorph Queen as you try to put a stop to the ferocious alien infestation on planet LV-059. Alien Redacted. Check it out on Itch.co. Anyway, keep going here. What else we got on the gaming front? All right, let's see here. We got 3 more pieces of news here to do. Dome Keeper is getting a major content update, and multiplayer is coming. An absolute indie gem release in 2022 is Dome Keeper from developer BIP Pin Bits that has you mine underground for resources while you also defend your dome above land from aliens. It's good form and some big updates are on the way. Tease in the Discord posts. The developer note this upcoming update is the biggest update Dome has seen so far, with the focus on increasing the replayability and run variety. They're going to be adding in about as many new gadgets as there are already in game, and also make them much more powerful with supplements. That's only part of what's to come for the update. Also, they're porting the game from Godot version 3 to version 4 that will bring various improvements and help towards their other big plans to at some point all in full multiplayer support. However, before the multiplayer comes, their focus adding in more content for replayability has been there in most common feedback, which is why that's the initial focus. And you can pick it up on GOG and Steam. Dome Keepers. All right, now what's next? and then in Counter-Strike 2, you can swap hands. Basically, you can swap your swap hands, change when it comes to right hand, left hand weapons. It's for you lefties. Anyway, says here the menu was also updated with some new tricks, like tricks too, like showing you the minimum amount of cash you will have next round to make purchase planning a bit easier. And there is now a drop weapon panel where you can see actual pick up any weapons around you drop by your teammates, so sound quite useful. Other user interface changes includes lineup reticle for grenade throwing, allowing with new hotkey to adjust the radar map zoom level actual during a match. There's also scoreboards on the ESC menu. Now a kill feed icon for in-air kill, an icon to show bots on the scoreboard. And then it says he says personally, I'm waiting for Danger Zone 2. I feel a bit lost with it. It was good fun. So do you think Valve will bring it back to Counter-Strike 2? Yeah, they will. Give it time. Give it time, man. They will. All right. Now, what else we got? Last piece of news here. I'm almost done. On the gaming front, got you guys covered, man. Here's the last one for now. Says here, Factoral dev detailed their Linux adventure in a big new blog post. Factoral from Ube Software currently has an expansion on big updates on the way, with regular blog posts going over all that's coming. The latest has some fun behind the scenes info on their Linux adventure. The post is detailed in Friday Factoral 408, which goes over all sorts of things, but I felt worth highlight because one developer, Redacted, clearly put a lot of effort and love into their official native Linux version. And as mentioned by Redacted, they were originally making mods for the game since 2019 and eventually joined the Ube Software in 2023 with their primary goal being expansion, programming, and Linux support, as well as being an advocate for modding community. And they daily drive Linux on their own system too. And the subject of why don't more games support Linux comes up. Here's what Redacted said. Why don't most games support Mac OS and Linux? It is a scenario I often see echo across the internet. Supporting a new platform is a lot more than just changing some flags and hitting compile. Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, and the Nintendo Switch all use different compilers, different implementation of C++ standard libraries, and have different implementation quirks, bug features. You need to set up a CI for the new platform, expand your build system, support the new compile and architecture, and have at least one person on the team that cares enough about the platform to actively maintain it. If you are a video game, you will likely need to add support for another graphics backend, Vulcan or OpenGL, as well as some DirectX is Windows. Many developers will take one look at Windows market share and decide that it is not worth the trouble to support other platform. That is true. That's called favoritism. It says also with the meteoric rise of Steam Deck and Proton, it's easy than ever for games developers to ignore Linux support because Valve does some does some black magic that lets their game run anyway. It says Factoral support Mac OS and Linux so well because there has always been someone at Ube who actively use these platforms and is willing to take on the burden of supporting it, or native Apple Silicon support is a great example of this. Today I will take you through some of the adventure I've had with maintaining Factoral Linux support. After Redacted goes over the fun of adding Wayland support to the game, client-side Windows decoration, the game having seizure when the Windows was size, dependency hell, clipboard issues, and more. The blog post is worth a read for the more technical side of the game development and Linux support, especially in an area where Linux is in quite a bit of flux due to Wayland and Pipewire and more. Factoral is available on GOG, Humble Store, Steam. Yeah, when it comes to developers, man, they need to stop taking sides, because look, there's 8 billion people on the earth, and people use different operating systems. Some use Linux, some use Windows. You got a section, some people use Linux, some people use Windows, some people use Macs. So there should be no no favoritism when it comes to game development on a platform. You should be able to make the game. It's one thing if the developer, the console manufacturer, have that developer. That's one thing. But it's completely different now when you're not under any console manufacturer's umbrella and you're just out there on your own. You should be making games for all platforms. it shouldn't be just Windows, or it shouldn't be Windows alone. It should be Linux, and it should be Mac OS. You know, so yeah, that's how it needs to be, because you got people that use Windows, you got people that use Linux, people that use Windows, and people that uses Mac. Anyway, but besides that, that's all the news I got to report on the gaming front. News, deals, games, update, the usual stuff. Oh, by the way, I will put the This Week on Xbox link in the description box, so I'll leave it in there so you can watch it. But other than that, yeah, the gaming industry move on. Look, I seen an article on PC Games and talking about Valve, talking about Fallout 4 broken Valve verified system. The article is weak because that person is trying to create an argument to try to make it stick, but the games are working fine on the Steam Deck. You just need Proton experimental, Proton hotfixes, Proton from Valve, VK3D Proton, and GE Proton for like games like Sonic and Batman Arkham Origins and stuff like that, so you can play them. So you need all those Proton, plus you need the Creo utility, you need Wine, what else, yeah, and then you need the Chai Kai 4 deck, stuff like that. So you'd have to go into desktop mode to get all that on the Steam Deck, but Steam Deck is fine. So PC Games then is just making up something and trying to make it stick. But but Steam Deck library of games is growing. It's growing, and games are being sorted, being added to that list. Games are coming in, and both sides of the fence now have expansions and DLCs. Yeah, and little updates here and there. So yeah, but the game industry move on, man. Microsoft got a show coming in June. There's Summerfest, so there's a lot of games being developed that weren't mentioned that will be revealed probably at the Xbox Bethesda showcase and Summerfest. So yeah, but you Steam Deck fans, you're good. You portable PC fans, you're good. So I'll keep you guys in the loop on what's going on Steam Deck wise. News, deals, games, updates. Yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still Star Wars and Star Trek. Work, Dark Side. Go. Peace.